Hey Canucks fans, let's talk about expectations versus reality. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, February the 26th. This is where we get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Want to give a shout out to my Hall of Fame members, Jens95, Sim Alexander, Justin Credible, and Nux fan number 29. Thank you for your continued support. And thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You guys are listed in the description of this video. I appreciate all of you. And if you want to become a member of the CCC crew, press the join button underneath any of my videos or go to the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. 3 more days left. Everyone who joins as a channel member before the end of the month, so by February 28th, the end of February 28th, be entering you into a draw to win a $25 gift certificate to Van Base, the Canucks team store. Also, Hall of Fame members are going to reach out to you about setting up that one-on-one Zoom call. And for franchise and Hall of Fame members, my next members only live stream is this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, now that we have all that out of the way, I'm not going to talk too much about last night's game in particular, given that I've expanded my post-game reviews, and thank you. Got some really good feedback from you guys about those, so thanks a lot. But yeah, I woke up today, and I woke up feeling okay, despite how poorly the Canucks are playing. We know that they are 8-14-2. That's not good. 8-14-2. So they have 8 wins in 24 games. They're winning 1 out of every 3 games. And I call this expectations versus reality. I will admit, I was very confident enough, not supremely confident, but I was confident enough to predict that Vancouver would come in 3rd in the division. I had Toronto as number 1, Calgary as number 2. You can see how well these predictions are going already. Vancouver as 3. Then I had Montreal as 4, Edmonton as 5, Winnipeg as 6, and Ottawa as 7. Well, my 5-6, Edmonton and Winnipeg, they're actually 2-3 right now behind Toronto. So that means I overrated Vancouver, obviously, overrated Calgary, and overrated Montreal. So those were my expectations, that Vancouver would be 3rd and in a playoff spot at the end of the season. I think it's clear to say that that's going to be very tough to achieve. It's not mathematically impossible, but it's mathematically improbable. I think we could say that, given that they needed to win a lot more of these games more recently. They've only won 2 of the past 13, and given that they probably have to go on a 22-10 pace for the rest of the season, which is pretty crazy. That's now it's winning 2 out of every 3 as opposed to losing 2 out of every 3. So maybe not the most realistic expectations. The reality of our team is that we don't have Jacob Markstrom to bail us out. Demko and Holtby have given us average goaltending, but we're used to getting superb goaltending. The defense did not meld as quickly as I thought it would, and I still think that Schmidt and Hamnick are an upgrade over Tanev and Stetcher. I really, really do. Then I thought another year of Quinn Hughes, good. Another year of Tyler Myers, neutral. Another year of Alex Edler, probably bad. And then Jordy Ben and Oli Ulevi basically playing the role of Oscar Fantenberg and Jordy Ben. So I guess it's Ulevi for Fantenberg. So truly, I actually think the Canucks are better, and they will start to show themselves to be better on the blue line. And they have shown themselves to be better in the past 2 to 2.5 weeks. Offense is all over the place. The Lotto line is obviously not playing as well as they did last year. JT Miller and his up and down season, a big part of that. Gaudette and Virtanen have gone ice cold. Same with Tanner Pearson, actually. Niels Hoglander has been a good revelation, but really that's about it. Then we're missing Tyler Mott, and then the rest of our bottom 6 certainly isn't producing. So you can see why the Canucks are not doing as well when you say, really, if you say the forwards aren't as good as last year, at least collectively, the goaltending is certainly not as good as last year, and the D is basically getting back to last year's pace, then 2 to 3 elements of the game, areas of the game we're not as good at. So it makes sense that why we're struggling. Our power play is bad, and that was a power play that finished 4th overall. That's a huge thing. It goes hand in hand with the offense, of course, but that's also been a big problem. A lot of people talking about the futures of Jim Benning and Travis Green. We know that Benning, that Aquilini gave his vote of confidence in that 6 tweets thread, that 6 tweet string back on February 13. But facts are changing, situations changing. I would not be surprised if he went back on his word. Now might be a good weekend to do so. I'm not saying he's going to, but there's a bit of a 3-day gap, the first 3-day gap for the Canucks since the start of the season. And then Andrew Walker brought up a really good point in my chat with him. Thanks again for your great feedback. And he says, yeah, sure, you think Travis Green's safe, but Jim Benning's going to be the one to go. But don't you want to give your new GM a chance to hire his own coach? And that makes a lot of sense to me. And you hear that a lot in all types of professional sports. So why would they extend Travis Green if they know that they're going to get rid of Jim Benning, knowing that the next GM they bring in will likely want to bring in his own coach? Whether that is Travis Green, re-sign him, or not, but you want to give that decision-making authority to the new GM. So that's another wrinkle that we need to think about as well. I also look at the players that we've lost, and I wasn't wishing ill will on them, but I was fascinated to see how much of a difference that they make, especially vis-a-vis our success. And I admit, at the start of the year, it looked pretty bad. It looked pretty bad when Tyler Toffoli was scoring at will on us. It looked pretty bad when Markstrom was shutting us out and Tanev was playing very well. But now, when you look at it, as we've given it some time, Calgary's struggling. Markstrom and Tanev, they're not the reasons behind why Calgary's struggling, but they're big parts of a struggling team. Montreal Canadiens are struggling. Again, it's not Tyler Toffoli's fault they're struggling, but he has slowed down, right? He's like two different players. The Toffoli against the Canucks, and there's Toffoli against everyone else. So Montreal has slowed down, and Calgary and Montreal are the two teams that Vancouver has a small hope in chasing down for the final playoff spot. Troy Stecher, it's not his fault, but Detroit is one of only two teams worse than the Vancouver Canucks. So it's not like Toffoli, Markstrom, Tanev, and Stecher have been absolute world beaters in their new situations. Yes, the majority of them started off well, but that loss to me isn't as pronounced as it looked like it was going to be at the start of the season. I guess the only other thing I want to say too today is in a slight moment of vulnerability, I'm actually not, I'm frustrated, but I'm not mad or sad or upset. Because there's a couple things. I'm not going to get mad at the players. If they're trying their best and they're putting the best effort and they're simply coming up short because of a mental mistake here and there, or what I think the bigger issue is they're simply not talented enough, I'm not going to blame that on the players. I know they are full of pride. I know they are trying their best. They're working hard. I believe them when they're working hard. I believe them when they say they want to win. And I know that they don't want to TANK. I can't even say that word. You guys know that. So I'm certainly not upset at the players. I'm not even mad at Jim Benning or Travis Green. I think Travis Green is trying to coach as well as he can. I think Jim Benning is, he might not be the strongest GM, but I'm not mad at him. It's not like he's wrecking our team on purpose. He just had a couple really bad, maybe more than a few judgment errors. But I'm not mad at this team. I'm frustrated at this team because we saw what they could do in the bubble. Maybe that was a little bit phony, or I guess that's a weird way to say it. But maybe that wasn't the best representation. It was truly lightning in a bottle or lightning in a bubble. But so I'm a little bit frustrated that we haven't been able to live up to that or even being close to that. But I'm certainly not mad. And the one thing I don't want to be is apathetic, because I think apathy is probably the worst thing ever. So I really try and catch myself where I don't roll my eyes when the Canucks give up a late goal, or I don't roll my eyes when one of our players banks in the puck off another one of our players. Because as soon as you start saying, oh, this is just Canucks, like, oh, this is typical of the Canucks, oh, this is what I expected, that's bad. And for me, I can't judge. I will not gatekeep. I'm not gonna tell other people how to be a fan of this team. And everyone has different emotional, financial, intellectual investment in this team. I get that. But what I'm saying is, for me, I will never be apathetic, because once it be apathetic, that's like the worst enemy. That's like the worst thing that can creep into you. So I have no problem with other people being apathetic, mad, sad, frustrated, disappointed, whatever they want. And I've seen that. I've seen that in the comments on my channel. I've seen that in my post-game live streams. But a lot of people ask me, well, Clay, how can you stay so positive, or blah, blah, or how can you not be upset? No, inside I'm upset. Inside I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. But I'm never going to get mad at the team. I'm never going to be apathetic, because I've invested too much time money and energy into this team, and I want so badly for them to do well. So that's hopefully what I express, and I've always expressed kind of moderation, right? I don't go too crazy when they win, although I get pretty darn excited. That's only been 1 out of every 3 times, and I don't really get too down or too upset if we lose. There's way more important things in this world than a hockey team, which admittedly I do love and I'm very passionate about. So just some thoughts there. Nothing earth-shattering, but I want to kind of speak my mind and just say how much I appreciate all of you. No matter what type of fan you are, no matter how you express your fandom, I love the fact that we can come together, whether it's on the live stream or you're watching these videos, and we can simply share how we feel about this team. And that's why this market is such a passionate market, and why this fan base, for more or less is a good fan base. So Canucks fans, there we go. Just want to leave that with you. Over the weekend, I'm going to try a couple of different types of videos, I think, depending on how my paper goes for my masters. But I want to try a couple things, different things, especially if there's not much to talk about from a tactical team standpoint right now. Like, what else more can you say? So look for a couple of maybe different types of videos over the weekend. We'll see how I do. But for today, I'd love to read your comments. Just how you feel about the team. What's the emotion what's the prevailing emotion or feeling that you have right now? Is it apathy? Is it frustration? Is it disappointment? Is it worry? Is it nervousness? Is it mad? Is it sad? Is it satisfied or unsatisfied? Leave those comments below. I'd love to read, react, and reply as always, and kind of get a sense of where you're at with everything. As always, subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member of this channel if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.